Are you feeling drained? You feeling like you're just down, your energy is just so down. Not because it's Monday, but just out of nowhere you feel drained. Because I know how Mondays go. Now, there's a lot of reasons sometimes you feel drained. Sometimes you're tired, depressed, all that. But most of the time, it could be a negative spirit taking your energy away from you. Yes. See, a negative spirit is a spirit that it's a human spirit that has attached itself to a living person's energy, right? So this negative spirit will act like I want to say a parasite, right? See, this kind of spirits are spirits who refuse to surrender to the death experience. They don't want to believe that they're dead. They don't even want to admit that they're dead, so they don't want to surrender, right? They don't want to let go what they used to do in this physical realm. They are so attached to the physical realm that the spirits will search for a vulnerable person so they can attach themselves to this person and use them as a vest or use their body. This kind of spirit, they are so sneaky, it's hard to tell if they're attached to you. These dark spirits can attach themselves to you at a young age. You won't notice until later on in life when you realize something is just not right with you, according to your behavior. Dark thoughts that you be thinking of out of nowhere. Also confusions. Some people who had spirits attached to them, they feel like they've been followed or, someone is watching them. But for those who feel like they've been followed, this means the spirits has not attached to them yet. But it's just observing them, right? This is why you feel like you are not alone. Sometimes you just sit and you're like, I can swear I can feel somebody's eyes on me, like somebody's watching me, right? Sometimes you hear dark voices, like voices that are suicidal voices. Most of the time it's not dark spirits wants to be attached to you. Some are good spirits. They are just confused. They don't realize they are dead, so they want to get close to a living person. In this case, they are trying to contact the living for help. Most of these spirits, they feed off the energy that is given by people in this physical realm. This is why sometimes we feel drained out nowhere, right? You just sitting there, you feel depressed. You're just sitting here. Now you have thoughts that are not even yours. Excuse me, right? Because most everything is energy. Everything is out there, energy, right? And we are all connected somehow. Whether you realize it or not, sometimes we telepathically communicate with each other, and some thoughts are just not ours, and some thoughts they're just very dark. You're like, oh my God, why did I even think of that, right? So it's very like you gotta be careful with this kind of dark energy, negative spirits, right? So who's most likely to be attached by these negative spirits? I will say paranormal investigators. These people most likely the targets when it comes to negative spirits attachment, because paranormal investigators, they are usually called to investigate a ghost or in a haunted house or somewhere that has to do with spirits, right? And some spirits, they have a different mindset. You're not living there without them, whether you believe or not. Once you open the door, to them it's a green light, right? So because some spirit, they're looking for energy so they can feed off, right? So it's just like, okay, there are a lot stories of paranormal investigators who said they felt like they brought a dark spirit back home, and this is true. Some, they go to bed and wake up in a dark place. Some they be having nightmares. Some of them, they just see ghosts in the mirror because they really brought that into their own house. So the second people, psychic or mediums, well, they're not the target. Okay, I'm sorry, let me take that back. Psychic mediums are not targets when it comes to these entities, but untrained psychic mediums could be in trouble if they're not careful, right? So, because when you are trying to communicate with the spirit and trying to help somebody here in this physical realm, sometimes the spirit, if you don't do a closing, if you don't say, okay, thank you, I'm closing the circle, now you can go, and something like that, they just stay there. And once they stay there, they can really just follow you around, right? So it's good to know how to take care of yourself, the rules, the opening and closing, if you want to communicate with the spirit to help somebody here on this earth, right? You are most likely a target to these negative spirits if you are vibrating on your lower frequency. You ever notice when you are drunk, you don't remember what you did the next day? That is because when we are drunk, we are vibrating on our lower frequency. So it's easy for negative spirit to take control of our vest or body. And they use our body to do dumb shit. Sometimes, it's just like you wake up, you're like, oh my God, I did that to my car because you was not in control. The negative spirit had taken over, right? I took over. And sometimes they even start a fight in the bar. So to protect yourself from this negative spirits, eat healthy, cleanse yourself, right? Cleanse yourself, meditate, stay away from negative people. Don't be entertained by the negativity. Just stay away from negative people, because they could be a victim of negative spirit attachment themselves, and they won't even know. Always ask your guidance for protection before heading out, and make sure you work on getting your frequency to vibrate at higher vibration, because you'll never know if earthbounders are watching and waiting for you to make a mistake so they can take over your body. I'm gonna have to end this right here. Feel free to subscribe, punch your button, like, whatever. Do not punch your phone. I always say that, I don't know why. It's been a rough Monday, so I hope you guys having a good Monday. I will see you in my next video. Later.